Howdy, folks and peeps. How is everybody doing as of the present given moment in time? Being of whatsoever races and whatever walks of life, factions, or lifestyle preferences. Is that what I mean to say? Well, you know what I mean to say. Read between the lines, fill in the blanks for that last mention, and whatever age and either both of the two sexual genders. For persons, including I myself, who is affiliated, associated with, and are representing the human species and the global community upon the international level for this post 911 era of a new millennium of this apocalyptic day and age. And whereas the doomsday clock is now at a couple few minutes to midnight, compared on to our former periods for prior to them was at a quarter midnight for these rather biblically prophetic times. Or hopefully everyone is doing at least okay, if not better yet to be said, to be feeling all right. Or if not, best of all, to be said and stated for the record, to be feeling blessed and stressed, more blessed and stressed, or too blessed to possibly become or be stressed. Your family and friends, and hopefully me and mine likewise as well are the same. And please do excuse, pardon, forgive me if my person could possibly be once again for the umpteenth consecutive time butchering the English language as we have it of our own American dialect with all of its grammatical usages, some such linguistics. Again, I never claimed to have become or be an English major, neither nor how much less an English professor. And so much for that conversation. Or way to key, drop the mic, whatever, however anybody wants to put it. Anyway, I asked you all a question. Hopefully, each and every one of you, different families and friends, as well as yourselves, or persons are feeling at least okay in the minimum, not in the maximum. You know, I think I had explained the difference between feeling differences rather between feeling okay, all right, and blessed. And then if you didn't get it the first time, well, I could go about explaining, but then not so much as like so, and it's in entirety, so as not to bore anybody to death or kill your eardrums. Then maybe I don't necessarily have to mention it. Well, but for the sake of others that may not have heard me, so I paraphrase, if not for exactly, give you the Cliff Notes version. Whereas when a person's feeling okay, you either do with or do without your day. When you're feeling all right, you're doing much better. Like you could be like saying, you know, bring it on. Let's have a cup of tea together sometime. Let's make a date of it. When you're feeling blessed, you're ready to conquer the world. You know, and so much for that as well. And on to other things, moving right along. Yeah. And I know you all are not so much as dying, or maybe some of you are, to hear what I have to say. Well, hopefully not literally actually dying. I wouldn't want that on my conscience. As I have said that in a former previous footnote or intro, one or the other, maybe in both, on one of my last couple few social media broadcasts or videos, you know. Then which should have proved to become or be a no-brainer as a self-explanatory. But then if any of you all could get past the hieroglyphics of long-winded basic intros or introductions and footnotes, I'm trying to condense most of it, or rather should I say more of it as possible. You say I was an English major English professor, as I had said earlier, never claimed to have become to be. Anyway, though, I guess I feel okay, much better than when I felt like last. I mean, I felt like really in a funk, for the present given moment time. I didn't go much anywhere. Is that what I mean? Say no, I didn't go anywhere whatsoever. I stayed in all day up until now, and especially after I overslept, missed church service. I was just feeling just that out of it, Well, hopefully not, to the extent or point where I could possibly, feel like one of those statistics of bedridden persons at death's door. I swear to God, they come behind me. The under the weather feelings for today, you know, and whereas I'm having to do more than quite a few home remedies and as well possibly over-counter drugs and prescription medicines. I mean, I was just really blowed. I mean, then the last social media broadcast video of mine, I was like, from slurring my speech to nodding out, from time to time likewise. Sorry about that. Then hopefully this is a much better social media broadcast video. I think it is, Lord. I can't remember for the life of me what I had thought of my intentions to name this particular president. One, something about, if I remember. Oh, you be the judge, so I paraphrase, if not quote exactly, as to whether or not my broadcast is one of the most exciting or one of the most boring. Then I was never having the mind's intentions to establish that of my own YouTube or YouTube social media account for entertainment reasons and purposes. Compared to, if anything, I would think to that much more have it set up to educate and enlighten another others. Though from time to time I would try to entertain. Know what I'm saying? Know what I mean? Huh? Don't play me. Don't play around to be president. I'm a serious talker of a possible potential future talk show host. Baby. Be serious all the time, Man, you go completely bonkers in this world. You know what I'm saying? Y'all wasn't looking forward to that. Y'all didn't see that coming, did you? You know what I'm saying? Running. Anyway, though, regardless of how I felt pretty much so bedridden myself, nevertheless, hope I feel much better in considering what I have had to do to try to make myself feel better. Again, it's past my bedtime hour, but I'm pretty much so, practically not possible took a cat nap as well. And I was with the way I had overslept, so it's no wonder, or little if any, why I could possibly or have a mind to broadcast past my bedtime hour that I scheduled for myself for 11 p.m. Regardless of any proverbial neighbors from damn hell attempting to throw a monkey wrench in that program so far as to attempt to upset my sleeping patterns, because I'm like, the sort of type of person believes, you know, who believes in. Oh, Prince of Peace, continue regular, my mind, compare our Prince of Darkness, to conclude my face. Do excuse, pardon, forgive me for butchering the English language, American dialect, whatever. But anyway, as I think of it with that in my mind, it takes a trap backtrack here with real public being on, so I go with the power to complete a form period of pride I thought essentially was. But I myself am one of those persons who believe in early to bed, early to rise makes a person healthy, wealthy, and wise. That's an old Ben Franklin quote. That's why I paraphrased my quote exactly. Then I think I did quote it exactly, if I'm not mistaken. Being one of our, should I say, former ex, or rather, to speak more correctly, late, speak correctly, more correctly, one of our late founding fathers who had, you know, coined that phrase, or that being an old cliche. And being a witch is not only prolific or profound, but it makes good common sense. In order to, you know, witness a change, you have got to be willing to make that change for the better, for what's in your better interest and everybody else's. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it takes all kinds to make a world, but then you can't get along with anybody and everybody. Some people, certain person, you just have to ignore, because they're really like, and that's why they are called social rejects, proverbial neighbors from damn hell, public nuisances, problem neighbors, effing or freaking idiots, sickos, psych, whatever I would say, losers, jerks, cowards. Well, did you employ the uses of or use enough words to describe the unsavory undesirables of the world for any country or nation? Being the likes of the usual suspects and public enemy number one, and but then to include the not so usual suspects. You know, I guess I have. I don't know. Are you with me so far? Everybody on the same page? If you're not a part of this live broadcast, as the present moment time, I'm not mad at you. If you're not one of my subscribers to help me get that much closer to, you know, acquiring, obtaining, or whatever I've said, the necessary 4,000 subscribers, finally, so that I can start getting paid for these social media broadcasts or videos in which I air online, you know. Whereas in the meantime, until I were to get my 4,000 subscribers, then the majority or most of my social media broadcasts or videos will be of a religious, supernatural, spiritual nature, as I would do that for free. You know, anything else of a secular nature, then you'll just have to be sitting on pins and needles, or you know, be walking on eggshells, or just be like a person that's about to piss or pee or poo poo on oneself, dying to hear some such other person like trying to, make it back to one's own pad, to use one's own personal facility of a washroom before one have an accident. And you can't find any restrooms or public washrooms out there in the street somewhere soon enough wherever you could be, for a fast food joint, or a restaurant, or a restauranty place of business, as the Italian would call it. Yeah. I mean, if you want to hear me discuss matters of a secular nature, practically, if not possibly, as much as I could speak upon matters of a spiritual, supernatural, or religious kind, then subscribe. Otherwise, if you're not subscribing to my social media channel and chat and conversation, then you really have no say in the matter, see? So do yourself, as I do yourself a favor and just shut up, Sit down and take the cotton out of your ears and put in your mouths if you're just visitors who have not as yet subscribed to my social media channel, Because if anything, I would be more obligated to try to consider a line of thought requests coming from any of my subscribers rather than visitors. And because if you're not helping me get there to that stage of development, resulting in me becoming or being of a status where I could finally start to get paid for any social media broadcasts or videos, though I would speak upon religious, supernatural, spiritual matters for free anytime, more than that being of a secular nature. You just need to just sit down and be quiet, I mean, don't do yourselves that way, do yourselves a great social injustice. And don't come on my page or into my channel in a chat room or conversation talking a bunch of yada 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 woo 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 nonsense, foolishness that's not worth 2 cents. That's exactly what it would be, to be compared on to how if a person who is supposed to be registered as a voter for a political election and you don't vote, or a person who did not even think to register to vote so that one can or could possibly do just that, then you have no say in the matter regarding or making reference to who could possibly become the mayor of a metropolitan city or governor of a state within our union, for that being which represents, associated affiliated with a Democratic Party, with democracy as we have it, or who could possibly become the president of the United States of America. You're just talking crap, a bunch of yada yada yada, garbage, coming from somebody who's smelling like so much, your conversation would be smelling like so much stank in there, so much hypocritical stank, that needs to be taken out with the trash, You know what I'm saying? Stick it right back up where the sun doesn't shine, because you just dumping your views and your opinions upon somebody else or others, and it's not worth 2 cents. You don't have a valid argument if you didn't vote in an election, if you were registered or did not even so much as having registered to vote to begin with. You just making a fool out of yourselves, and that the 15 minutes of shame that you could have expressing yourself to somebody else or some or such others, and if anybody would be gullible enough to try to listen to all that garbage or trash or crap coming out of that hole in your mug in your mouth and knowing how you is, then that's on them to be thought of as being ignorant or stupid or dumb, being a quarter of an hour that they cannot get back. But then being ignorant is not necessarily to be looked at as being of so much, moo cattle or baa sheep. Though there are different translated defined meanings to that word. It all depends on the individual person. You can be ignorant and literally actually be ignorant. You can be ignorant and that just means that you don't know something that you should be knowing or that you should try to find out about. So which ignorant are any of you all? Okay. Yeah, I feel pretty good, I guess. Okay, much better than what I felt like last. I mean, believe me when I say that your average person would want to suffer from as in become subject to experiencing, a breathing problem or a sleeping problem. Those are the two, there's a couple, a few or so of the most devastating health conditions that needs to be taken care of properly, immediately, effectively. Trust me on this. I know from my own personal experiences that's like, you know. And so much for that conversation. Not that I meant to let out TMI, too much information, because not everybody of cyberspace or in it, some of such, could or would be considered as a friend compared to, if anything, the majority of most would be foes, like the majority of most churchgoers. Okay. Being the likes of wolves in sheep's clothing. Stanking like dog do.
I'm learning guitar. Good place. Go to Get Covered, Illinois. Hello, Shifty.
He's laid out.
It's specially formulated for a 25.
Yeah, Sears talk show. We'll get back to this some other time. We kind of winding down from that. I thought you was appreciating. I'm appreciating I want to see any of the preacher, man, talking a bunch of yada yada yada. You know what I'm saying? See, I don't have not one visitor to my social media channel, chat room comment section. But one of the not harder, but one of the hardest working YouTubers or YouTubers online. Where are my loyal subscribers? Why have you paid me a visit? Can't even get my loyal subscribers to watch my social media broadcast video at the moment. So I'm investing in visitors. Is that the case or situation? Oh well. Well, as long as God is with me, He's a majority all by himself. Not that I'm about to pull my sausage out of this package and dangle it in front of my laptop computer video camera. Unless I want my own social media channel or chat room or comment section to be shut down permanently by the administrators of this particular social media app, and just being because nobody's watching or listening, or just being because I myself am the only audience, but then the administrators of YouTube or YouTube don't look at it that way because they have certain algorithms set up for their own social media app and on network with. From there, a red light will come on that somebody is violating their policies and procedures, a protocol really associated with representing. That's been because somebody else may not be watching and listening. They would be the administrators of some such because they would see those red flags go up. And be surprised how some of such could be watching and listening to you and least suspect. So I ain't got to worry about that. I ain't trying to go that way because I'm a abiding American citizen. And not only that, an American patriot, but I'm also a Christian, believing God, Protestant, not Catholic or supposed or so-called Jehovah's Witness, not supposed or so-called Latter-day Saint, not really Jewish, or any other pagans or heathens following a false religion. Anyway, I'm about to close out. I just thought to holler at y'all, produce this here particular social media broadcast with a video. Not to mental killing by his eardrum. I had you be like, what again? Another boring. What's going on? Did you finally try to shock me? In surprise? Or for excitement? I write a song of love. I'm not trying to make anybody drink the Jonestown Kool-Aid mix to a version of it. Because I write a song. Yeah. Children of whatever race and whatever walks of life, tell your family and friends to watch my social media broadcast or video for my channel in the chat room comment section. Please, please. Where's my audience? Please. Within the next 3 seconds or so, please, subscribe to my social media channel in our chat room. Like say, for a number of from 100,000 to 1,000,000 subscribers, please. Then you haven't gotten Christ as your personal Lord and Savior. I hope that you would think to do so now. While the blood is still running warm in your veins, by recognizing and realizing what He Himself had done and did upon the cross of Calvary, goes something at the hands of some said Roman soldiers up on the orders of their superiors, military, political, religion, or otherwise, but in their last words. He went to that cross of Calvary, become a perfect sacrifice, the only sacrifice for you, as well as for me. Don't steal my trademark. People just don't have to copyright sometimes. So that if anybody we ask our Lord and Savior and giving this life upon some such, so that anybody being on whatsoever race and whatever walks of life, fashion, society, lifestyle, preference of the old young, like both two sexual genders, males and females, representing not only the human species but the global community, which in this post 911 era of a new millennium apocalypse day and age, where the midnight clock is now at a couple of minutes midnight compared to our former period prior to them was a quarter midnight. But it's about ability to profess time, whether profess some such faith in, and from there we come to be blessed. One God, nothing more, which one. First and foremost, with His salvation being which is the only means by which any of us can or could possibly become citizens of the kingdom of heaven. The second of all, with His deliverance. First, we have got to get His salvation being the most important blessing. Otherwise, you got nothing coming so far as blessing concerned. And if you cross on over, make that great transition, for the great beyond, right? Why men say, praise, so peace, continue, wherever my mind compared out of principle. As I think of it with my message, I backtrack to the real probably being on like growth part to continue for where I'm winning. My person that last left off I finished up as a completed form pretty for five lives on the streets of the world, regardless of whether or not that my person was speaking correct, proper standard English grammar. And if you make that transition for the great beyond or hereafter afterlife, and you have not professed faith in Christ, and the final destination will be where you will be assembled with the rest of the unsaved, lost, damned human souls, or unbelievers and non-believers to be tortured and terrorized by devil and demons. Compared to how we as believers, across the great divide that separates heaven from hell, will be in the company of like-minded believers in the presence of God and his angels. Lake of fire is reserved for others. Y'all take care. Peace.